Hi everyone, Adam from Nurture Digital. Okay, let's talk about the Facebook algorithm and specifically how it applies to ads. Now, let's kick off by dispelling a myth first up. Facebook doesn't rank the order of their ads on the newsfeed purely by the cash bid of an advertiser. Now that did used to be the case, but it certainly isn't anymore. And so the more you understand about what the algorithm uses as key ranking signals, the earlier your audience will see your ads in the newsfeed, and therefore the more chance you have of converting them. And so the question always is, so why aren't they ranked just by the cash bid? And whilst that makes sense to please your bigger spenders, the ad algorithm uses other ranking signals because Facebook's aim is long-term growth and dominance. And so to achieve that, they have to really think about their most valuable asset, which is their users. Because if the number of active users on Facebook declines, that means fewer people to advertise to and fewer advertising dollars. And if they don't like the experience, users will decline. So the short-term gains for optimizing new feeds for the very best bidders is actually less important than the user experience. Of course, Facebook are still a business who are trying to be as profitable as possible. So naturally, they are going to show ads from their best bidders to the users. But if the ad isn't optimized to appeal to the algorithm, it'll appear lower down on the newsfeed and other selected placements. So there are essentially three primary ranking factors that the Facebook algorithm uses, and they are estimated action rate, user value, and bid strategy. So let's talk about estimated action rate, number one. So when you create a Facebook ad, you pick a campaign objective, so engagement, conversion, video views, whatever that might be. And the estimated action rate is Facebook's guess at the likelihood of your ad achieving its objective. So if you choose engagement, the EAR is the likelihood of the ad actually getting likes, comments, and shares. But Facebook's estimate isn't just a blind guess, funnily enough. They track how well your ads are performing and adjust your EAR as the ads are running, and they make educated guesses by tracking a number of things such as the ad performance, the ad set performance, the campaign quality, your account history, and any ad feedback they get. So for an advertiser, the key metrics to look at regarding this are the relevancy stats, which are Facebook's way of showing you how well the target market is responding to your ads. If you've got a rubbish relevancy score, you either have a problem with your targeting or your content. Now, Facebook recently split the relevancy measure into three metrics. So you have quality, which is measured by feedback. You've got engagement rates, which is measured by likes and clicks, etc. And you've got conversions, which oddly enough is measured by conversions. So all of these factors are then ranked against other advertisers who are competing for the same audience. And they used to be measured on a 1 to 10 scale, but now they are ranked by averages. So you get below average, average, above average, etc. as a score. When you run ads, it's crucial that you keep a detailed eye on these scores, especially whichever of the metrics is most relevant to your campaign objective. If you've got an ad that's performing at below average for your objective, it's a sign that the algorithm probably won't rank you very highly. It's best to just stop it, have a look, and work out what went wrong. The relevancy scores, therefore, provide you with an excellent opportunity to essentially be told what works. You can use the information to improve, but it is a reactionary tactic. Now, another huge factor that will impact your EAR is feedback. And feedback is measured in terms of users hiding, reporting, unliking your page. And negative feedback generally comes about by loose targeting and bad ad creative, because an irrelevant ad shown to a broad, poorly targeted audience is going to essentially be seen as spam, will get lots of negative feedback, and will just tell the algorithm to shut it down or bump it down. Which brings us to user value. And so if you thought that the sole thing that affected your rank within the Facebook ad algorithm was your ad, you are wrong. As I mentioned earlier, Facebook relies on user experience, because the more users return to the platform, the more cash they create through advertising revenue. And so they have to make the experience as valuable as possible for the users. And this includes the ads that they see. Now, interestingly, user value doesn't track the experience of a user whilst they're on Facebook. That's the estimated action rate. But rather it measures the actions they take after they click on the ad. And if this scores poorly, it'll ruin your whole campaign. Now, obviously, Facebook is as yet unable to measure your emotions, but they can track behavior by measuring things such as time on a page, back clicks, bounce rate, conversions, and video views. So Facebook measures user value so they avoid running misleading ads, as these will negatively impact their reputation and the user experience. So to avoid a poor user value score, you want to make sure that your landing page matches your ad as closely as possible, and don't use clickbaity type headlines. Another good tip is to take a look at how to encourage movement around the website from your visitors once they arrive there. Your ad and landing page are a journey, and it's important to realise that the beginning, your ad, will only be viewed in a positive light if the user doesn't have a negative experience further down the road, so on your landing pages and the rest of your site. So make sure you undergo the complete journey of your prospects and consider what you can do to boost their experience. Make your pages as relevant to the ads as possible, and ensure there aren't any irrelevant or hidden surprises. The final ranking factor is bidding strategy. So having said all of that, the cash bid you place on your Facebook ads will still affect its ranking. Yes. Basically, there are 3 ways to bid on your Facebook ads. You've got lowest cost. This is generally the default bidding option and the one I usually recommend. Using this feature, you permit Facebook to spend your entire budget in your chosen time frame for a rock bottom cost per action, and it allows their AI to prime your bids for the other 2 factors. Or you can bid via cost cap, which places a hard and fast amount as your highest price per action. It's often used if you're unwilling to spend an excessive amount per action, but it will receive lower impressions and move you down the order, which limits your capabilities. The third type is your bid cap, and this is how you tell Facebook to never bid any more than a set amount, which is chosen by you. Again, it works well for reducing spend per action or impression, but it will negatively impact your impressions, your reach, and your ad rank within the algorithm. So if you want to appeal to the Facebook algorithm, it's usually best to choose number 1, lowest cost. It is the default for a reason. And by using this feature, you set a daily or lifetime budget. I've always found that daily is better. And you permit Facebook to bid for you. Gives their AI the chance to bid higher for users who are more likely to interact with your ad and learn while it's doing that. They want you to make money. So in conclusion, that's how the Facebook ad algorithm works. I'm pretty sure I've covered all of the bases. Facebook is the world's largest social network because they're smart. The more users they have, the more cash they'll make in the long term, which means sacrificing the best cash bidders in favour of advertisers who improve the user's experience is what they're doing. And that is great for you.